Anthony, tell my audience about the 21 Convention Patriarch Edition and why it's important for guys like Rollo and Steve to be there.
Hell yeah. So I'm excited to put it on. It's the 16th 21 Convention event in the past 12 years. It's our first event that specialized and focused in on fathers, fatherhood, masculinity, marriage, and aspiring fathers like myself. It is the first time, let's pause here for a second and take a moment of silence. I believe it's the first event in American history of its kind. It's the first event, the first gathering of men that are focused on positive, real, raw masculinity from the perspective of being a father or becoming a father. That, to my knowledge, has never been done before at this scale and at this quality at every level. So I'm sure other events have been, Boy Scouts and Good Men Project and all this other bullshit. I'm sure they've done events for fathers of some sort before, but I can imagine that that literally all of them, I'd be surprised if there was a single one, was going to be like what this event's going to be. And that's the reason I called it the Patriarch Edition. Fatherhood Edition was interesting to me, and I almost called it that. But at the last minute, I was like, it's not quite comprehensive enough, and it doesn't strike at the heart of what's going on in America, what's going on in the West, and what's going on in culture and the gender war and gender relations. And the Patriarch Edition really hit the nail on the head with that. It's about fatherhood, and it's about leadership, and it's about being unapologetically in favor of that men should lead, and that's our role, and that's what we do. And we love when we do that, and women love when we do that. And children, appreciate that as well, because they don't come out fucked up as a result when that's lacking. They don't shoot up schools. They build families. They build businesses. They do productive things. They become badasses in whatever career they want to go pursue, or whatever goal in life they want to have. Like, say you raise a daughter and she goes up and does whatever she's going to do, write a book or build a family and become an amazing mother. I look at Tanner Guzzi's wife, her Instagram. I think her Instagram says it's like being a mother and making cookies. It just absolutely zero apology about being a mother and being a housewife and kicking ass with 4 babies now.
Right.
That to me is awesome. And that's looked down upon today. And that's horrible for its own reasons. But yeah, for fathers and for men, this is going to be absolutely amazing. It's the world's ultimate event for fathers. That's what it's shaping up to be. I believe in about 49 days now or something like that, we're going to see that pop off. And I am tremendously excited to have new speakers like Steve the Dean Williams and Elliot Hulse present at the event, as well as our huge alumni speaker lineup. We have the roster. We have Donovan will be there as a workshop speaker. Rollo there is leading the event along with Hunter Drew, the chief patriarch. Sean T. Smith, Socrates, Pat Campbell.
Sean Smith is going to be there.
Oh, hell yeah. I talked to him yesterday. Yeah.
But you know who won't be there? Contrary to popular belief, there won't be any PUAs there.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there won't be a single PUA at this one. I mean, maybe in the one in October, but there will be no PUAs.
October's going to be crawling with douchebags.
Those evil PUAs.
Yes.
Yeah. But we will teach you how to pick up your wife and fuck the shit out of her.
Yeah, dude, listen, you can run PUA game on your wife, right? Kind of walk. Come here often?
Yeah. Every day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So,
better.
I think this event, though, not only is it the first time I think anything like it's ever taking place in modern American history, to my knowledge, is sorely needed right now. Men are under attack on all fronts, from little boys at 3, 5 years old to 11 years old, to teenagers, to young men like myself, to older men, to fathers, to grandfathers. Everything is under attack. So it's about time we address this. I'm proud to do it. I hope to repeat it in the future. I don't know what frequency, maybe every 18 months or something like that. I have to fit it into our total event schedule at 21 Studios.
You're up to your eyeballs right now, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm balls deep, no condom, dude. Ready to rumble with events, man.
Let me just throw this out there, because I just had this thought while you're talking about that, because what I have been, I guess my theme really for 2019 has been, the gender war, right? And so I've been kind of keeping track month by month, all of these layers that the feminine imperative, feminism and whatever, the village is laying on in order to demonize men and masculinity as best that they possibly can. So we had like the APA ruling, right? The American Psychology Association talking about how traditional masculinity is now a disorder. You had the Gillette commercial, right? We have Captain Marvel right now in this month. Basically you're going to be forced to have this, feminism shoved down your throat, and it's not for you. This movie's not for me, right? I'm a white male. It's not clearly stated. It's not for me. You look at the just the things that have been happening, and we're only into the second week of the third month here, okay? And I'm just looking at all of these different layers of trying to create this narrative and trying to create an even deeper gender divide of pretty much everything we've covered on this show just to now. And so in this sea of anti-male, anti-masculinity, anti-conventional masculinity, I mean, I can't even predict what the next thing is going to be honest with you. I can even go look and see what's going on with, like, International Women's Day was just last week, right? So you see all the stuff that's getting thrown out there, and just every day I'm seeing something else, and it's just this harping on men are bad, men are bad, men are bad, men are bad. So get to the point so that when the 2020 election cycle comes around, it will seem like your moral imperative to vote for a woman. So all of that going on, there's one event that is pushing back against that narrative, and that is this convention right here. Like this is the line in the fucking sand is what this is. Okay.
Goddamn right.
And it needs to be understood that that's the point of this. And I remember when you were talking to me about, hey, we're going to do a Patriarchs convention, and you were telling me this before you told anybody else. And I was like, okay, how's this going to work out? And I didn't really realize, I think, how important the impact of this convention is going to be in a time, in these 2 years where, like we were talking about, we're in a gender cold war right now. How important it is that this is happening right now with all. I mean, I can't even begin to guess when we're going to do this on May 3rd through the 5th, right? I can't even that'll be the 5th month of the year. I can't even begin to guess all the shit that will have happened to create a deeper gender divide between men and women before we even get to the Patriarchs convention.
Yep.
And so everybody, of course, right now, we have critics for this saying, so, oh, you're just going to sell soap there, or it's just for
totally.
It's just for fucked red pill guys who are married and they don't know, they're living in sexless marriages. No, it's not just about that. It is a line in the sand. It is the only if anybody has something else, if anybody wants to tell me that there's something else like this, please, I'm all ears. I would love to know about it, because I don't know of any other thing. And just what you were saying before, you've got organizations like the Good Man Project. You've got organizations like Are We Man Enough? And these are well-funded. And what are they doing? They're pushing the same narrative that the APA is pushing. They're pushing that same narrative that Gillette and their militant feminist film producer is pushing. They're pushing the same narrative as Captain Marvel is pushing. Okay, all of that. That's why we call them Vichy male. People don't understand what Vichy male is. The Vichy French were the collaborators who allied with the Nazis when the Nazis occupied France. That's what these guys are doing. They're allies. They are literally called allies of the feminine imperative. And so what are they doing? They're trying to push back. It's exactly what these organizations that are supposed to be pro-masculinity or positive masculinity, or the masculinity studies of various universities and stuff like that, it is all pushing the same narrative. It is all feminism. It is all the village promoting exactly what we've been talking about on this show the whole time. This is the only conference, the only organization. This is the only, I don't even call it an organization. We are like a group of guys that are saying enough is fucking enough. We're going to talk about it. And yes, are you going to get advice on how to have a better family and become a red pill parent? You're going to get that from me. Are you going to, are you going to be able to become the best version of yourself, like in a marriage? Can you apply red pill dynamics or red pill theory to a marriage? Can you apply game principles to a marriage? I say yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to get that? Yes. Are you going to get? I plan. I don't know if we're going to be able to do a workshop with this or not, but I'm planning on also doing something for the guys who are divorced, who are parents, divorced male parents. And I know Rich was all into this too, but like I want to do something for guys who are getting back into the sexual marketplace after a bad divorce, and these guys are the prime demographic of guys who are going to kill themselves. Okay, these are the guys who are like between the ages of 35 and 55 years old, and they are the prime demographics of guys who are either going to overdose on opioids, or they're going to simply off themselves because they've been zeroed out. So I want to address that when I'm out here too. But primarily, I also want to add to everything that you've already said here is I want to have some kind of conversation with men who are divorced and getting back into the sexual marketplace. And it is like a completely new world to them. I counsel several guys like this who are middle-aged guys who are come out of like a 20, 25-year marriage, and they're just bewildered by all this stuff. And maybe now they are red pill, or they become more red pill aware because of their experience. I want to talk to those guys too and tell them what they're up against. I think this event will inform men what you're up against and how you can combat that and how you can deal with that and how you can make a multi-generational change for the future and for the better.
Amen.
Steve, what do you why do you think that the 21 Convention Patriarch Edition is important? Why did you agree to be a speaker?
I've never in my 25 years of doing this never met it's like a justice. The best way I can say is like a Justice League. You know, I'm a geek when it comes to Marvel, but it's like you got a dream team of individuals
Literally
that are one-minded. They got one flow. They think one way. They are just one way, and it's the most amazing, mind-blowing thing. That's number one. And again, this is not blowing smoke up Anthony's ass, but I've never met such a hardworking man. See, I know Rolo's a hardworking man. You're a hardworking man. Anthony's hard. It's just you see, with y'all guys that are watching these men right here, what y'all don't understand, y'all don't know why y'all are in bed sleeping and tucked away under your couch or your bed and your covers and everything. What these men are doing, grinding all day, and to me, it's just an honor to be around. It's like I've been searching, you know, it's like we were all for Planet Man. We crash landed here and we all on different sides.
Planet Man, that's going to be my podcast, my next podcast.
It's like we all were going to the party of ass and titties, and I made a wrong turn and crash landed us here. And I'm looking for the flux capacitor, but it's finding your own. And it doesn't matter what color Rolo is or what color Anthony is. They're like family, man. It's like it's a mindset of men that have an agenda, regardless of your race, regardless of your religion, regardless of your situation, to get you in a, like Anthony talked about before, solution-based. That was my always thinking about tomorrow, thinking ahead, legacies. You've got Rolo married longer than me. Hey, Rolo, I thought I was doing shit at 20. Shit, you blew me out the water. I'm like, damn, okay, Rolo's doing some stuff. But in this day and time, you have men like Rolo that can show you, hey, look, even in this day and time, you can still be a red pill man and be married and guide through this as a man and not have issues and problems. I mean, I can go on and on. I'm just saying, for me, it is just amazing. And guys, y'all don't understand when you find men, because again, it's very rare to find your own, but when you find men that have guidance, that have determination, passion, drive, discipline, they want to get things done, they're fearless, they take risks, they speak with transparency. It is just it's a drug to me, because it's a great high to be around greatness. So I don't mean to go on, but I'm just saying that it's just, I mean, Don, I always tell you all the time, and Anthony and Rolo, your ears got to be burning, because I'm like, these motherfuckers, excuse me, I call y'all motherfuckers in the bad way, but I'm like, these motherfuckers doing some shit. They
fuck a few mothers.
Yeah, I take it as a compliment. I love single moms, man.
As black people, we call you like motherfuckers. That's a term of endearment. But I'm like, yeah, these motherfuckers are on some real ass shit. They are really changing the game, and they don't give a fuck what they think. And they are the ones that are trying to stop us, destroy us, and trying to make us into what they figure we want to be in. But I go on and on, but I'm just saying that it's just great to be around great men, man. That's all I wanted to say, man.
Yeah, I mean, not to be hyperbolic here, but I think I said this when I was at the 21 convention back in October. We really are on the ground floor of a revolution. I believe within the next 2-3 years, maybe even sooner than that, I think the Red Man Group 21 Studios, it's going to be ground zero for all things red pill, because what we talk about encompasses so much. We reach so many people. We talk about pickup game. We talk about fatherhood. We talk about BPT. We talk about anything and everything that pertains to male improvement. Yes, we talk about problems, right? We do. We have to point these things out. But we also talk about the solutions. There are a lot of guys out there who just talk about the problems. Okay, that's fine, but what's your solution? Well, that's what the 21 convention is for. The question is feminism. The world is fucked up. What are we going to do about it? And I think that's what the 21 convention is for. Gentlemen,